Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to you my hat is doffed. I'm Zoopy Goggins, I'm a frag freak, skulking in the loft. The fragrance I wish to bring to your attention today is from the house of Dior, and it is Dior Sauvage Elixir. Now, if you've been living up a tree in Madagascar for the past 8 years, then I'll tell you what the score is with Sauvage. Sauvage is from the house of Dior, a very famous line of fragrances, exceptionally popular, some of the best-selling stuff ever. And there's lots of it. There's 4 or 5 different versions of it. I didn't get the EDT when it first came out because I was very easily swayed back then when I was getting into fragrances at first, around about 2015 when Dior came out, when Sauvage, the original Sauvage came out. I was watching a lot of fragrance reviewers and I kind of was very influenced by what people said about things, and a lot of them said that it wasn't any good and it was just generic and rubbish and blah, so I didn't get it. If I'd have been more of the mind that I am now, I probably would have done, because I think that the original formulation of the stuff was absolutely beastly and whatever. But I do have the Eau de Parfum version, I do have the Parfum version, and I have this version. I think there's 4 versions actually. This came out in 2021, and when it did, I wasn't really very interested in it. I do enjoy the Eau de Parfum, but I don't wear it that often. The Parfum itself I think is very good, but I think I've only worn it about twice. And when this came out, I wasn't majorly interested. But I read some reviews about it, and one of the recurring themes in the reviews was that it's very, very strong and the performance was excellent. So that, of course, tweaked my interest, and I had to go and try it. So I went to my local The Fragrance shop, and I went in there, and I said to the girl behind the counter, I say girl, she was about 35. She was a girl compared to me. Of course she was a girl compared to me. She's got a female anatomy. No, I mean age-wise, you know what I mean. So I said, could I have a little spray of your Dior Sauvage Elixir, please, love, on the back of my hand? And she looked at me in this sort of guarded fashion. And she got the bottle out, and I went like that, and she did this little half spray. And I'm holding my hand out like, and the rest? And that was it. She's like, no. So I was thinking to myself, do they get people coming in here going, all right, love, yeah, give us some of that, and I'm off to the pub? So she's kind of like, you only need half a spray and we're not giving it out like this. So I had this half a spray and I smelt it and I was like, okay, it's nice, but I wasn't immediately captivated or blown away or anything like that. The strongest thing I got about it was that it had this big licorice explosion in it. I just thought, wow, that's I could smell it. I didn't know what the notes were at the time. And I thought that smells of anise and licorice, right? That kind of sweet, sticky thing. So I quite liked it, but it didn't get me immediately. And off I went. Then later that day, that night even, I was going, wow, that's still really strong. Half a spray on the back of the hand. I'd probably been washing my hands and stuff as well, beginning of lockdown and all that. And then that night, obviously, I had a shower. And then the next day, I was like, I can still smell that. And I was thinking, right, even if I didn't like it that much, because anyone who knows anything about me and my fragrance tastes knows that, to me, strength is really important. Strength and performance is really important. So I thought, well, I'm just going to buy one anyway because, you know, I'll grow to like it, won't I? Some of my favourite fragrances I was kind of a bit indifferent to start with. So I bought one and I put it away. And about a year, 8 months, some point down the line, I got it out again and I started to really enjoy it. And I do really, really like it now. So I'll get it out. How long is he going to talk about it before he shows us the bottle? Here it is. The presentation of it is extremely good, which it bloody wants to be, doesn't it, for the price? It's like a sort of a niche quality presentation. Then it's very, very sturdy cardboard, and it comes in this little stand thing. And then in the stand, there's a little Dior bee inside there, and it's all very good presentation. And there was one thing about the bottle. This is a 60ml, right? And I spent 120 something quid on this. Something about the bottle which is clever and annoying at the same time. If I hold this towards you now, I don't know whether you can see the level of the perfume in there, right? But it's about to the level of the top of the writing. So it looks like there's about 5ml gone from the bottle, doesn't it? But because they've done a concave bottom in it, which is empty, then that's a saving on glass and production cost, isn't it, as well? And plus, when you turn it upside down, and look at that, can you see the level of it now? It's like here, it's like 2/3 full. So that's clever and annoying at the same time. But anyway, I digress. I've got it dried down on here, and I'll spray a little bit fresh on this side. I'll just let you know as well, I've got some water down here, because normally in my fragrance reviews I start coughing and I'm like, oh, sorry about that, but I just continue coughing, and I've got some water this time. I've also got my glasses in case I need to read anything, because my near range vision is terrible. It's getting worse. Anything closer than like arm's length and it goes blurry. So, and then it gets to the point where I'm holding things so far away that then the writing's too small. I'm like, Ugh. So it's by perfumer Francois Demachy, before Francis Cojean has now taken over. And Francois Demachy is obviously legendary, the ex-head perfumer of Dior. Excuse me, I've just got a bit of an itchy nose there. So it's so strong that it's giving me an itchy nose before I've even sprayed any. Excuse me. Unhygienic behaviour. I'll wipe it on my trousers, that makes it fine. I'll do a little spray here, left-handed. There we go, half a spray like that woman did, girl did. So initially, just as I do that, I'm hit by a wave of the smell, and again I get that sort of very, very strong licorice, anisey sort of thing, right? So it's a very strong licorice smell. It's very spicy. There is licorice in it, but the notes in it are it's very, very spicy. It's cardamom, nutmeg, and clove. No, not clove. Cardamom, nutmeg, and if I don't remember all of the cinnamon, that's it. Cardamom, nutmeg, and cinnamon. And then there's like lavender and patchouli and amber and vetiver and something else. Anyway, if I'll put them up here like I normally do, because you know it's hard to remember them all sometimes. Licorice, that's the one I'm missing, isn't it? Yeah, I think I got them all except for the licorice, so that was all of them, and I'll put them up there anyway. There's this licorice smell in it, which is the dominant smell to me, right? But then it's just got this, it's like a citrus smell, but it's sort of bitter. And I think that, in fact, I know that citrus smell is grapefruit. And obviously the Dior quality is amazing. So all of these things are really smooth. This spiciness is so smooth. It's not like sharp or harsh or anything like that. It all blends together really well. And this vetiver and sandalwood as well is one I missed. Right, I did miss one. It's sandalwood. It gives it this woodiness as well. So it's with the lavender and the licorice. It gives it this sort of herbal thing, herbal and spicy and fresh as well. It's people I've noticed describe it quite differently from each other as well. So it's all to do with personal interpretation and how people smell things and perceive things and interpret stuff, right? So that's my feel of it is largely this licorice smell. So it's the licorice in it is like almost like the licorice sweet, not like Bertie Bassett's All Sorts, where it's really sugary and sort of candy flossy. It's more like that good quality licorice that you buy. You sometimes get it from places like TK Maxx or health food shops when you open it, and it's like really black and sticky. So it's got this black, sticky, sugary, slightly almost boozy, like a sort of rum kind of stickiness in it. That's absolutely beautiful. I mentioned about the performance, didn't I? It's really, really, really good in performance. Literally, you can smell it the next day. If it goes on clothing, it's going to smell like that for weeks, and basically until you wash the item of clothing. So performance-wise, it's absolutely spectacular. Now, after having done that and ignored it for a while, and then having bought some, I then thought, actually, to put it in short, I bought backups, right? Compliments, yes. Unisex, quite likely. I mean, it's masculine, but it's not over manly, if you know what I mean. There is a slight difference, so I think it's probably wearable by women. And I'll give you an example of why I think that. I put this on one time, and me and Debbie, my wife, went to Asda. We're walking down the road, and there's this path, and these people are walking faster than us, and they're coming from behind us. So they overtake, and as they went past, it was a man and a woman. The woman said to Debbie, "Oh, I love your perfume. What's that?" And she said, "Oh, I think that's him, actually." And I said, "Oh, it's Dior Sauvage Elixir." One of the other things about it is what I was going to get onto the price point. Okay, so it's really expensive. I say it's very good quality, but like I say, that 60ml cost 120 quid. I think I might have got a bit of a discount. I think I got like 10%, 18% discount actually I got on it, so I got it for a bit cheaper. but it's very expensive. So my the name of the video and stuff like that, I was going to try to describe whether I think it's worth it or not. So this is how I think about it, right? I know that we're in the middle of a living crisis, yes. Things are hard, things are expensive, and there is definitely more important things for people to be spending their money on than expensive fragrances. So if one is finding it hard to make ends meet and they're struggling financially and whatever, then there are cheaper ways to smell very good than this. I know ways that you can smell good performance-wise and effect-wise pretty close to this. And there'll be a different smell, obviously, but I know things, really, really good fragrances you can get for 20, 30 quid. So for somebody who is struggling a bit, then probably no, it's not worth it. In my opinion, it's too expensive. But, however, if you're somebody who collects fragrances, you're an enthusiast, it's what makes you happy, it's part of your hobby, it's what you enjoy, and then yes, for me, it's worth it because I bloody love it. And it's one of those things, isn't it? It depends what makes you happy and what you want to do. So on the one hand, no, it's not worth it. And on the other hand, yes, it is. So it's one of those things. Make up your own mind and whatever suits you. So there's things that I've said there that I didn't intend to say, and there's probably things I've missed, but that's a rough ballpark of what I think of Sauvage Dior Sauvage Elixir. For me, it's worth it. I absolutely love it. I think it's excellent stuff. The quality is superb. The longevity, it smells lovely. The sillage is excellent. It goes downstairs on its own. If I spray it up here, it creeps off on its own and goes and says stuff to Debbie downstairs. I don't know what conversations they have. She won't tell me, but yeah, it's good and I like it. That's that one. Then I've done another review finally at last. I hope you remember who I am and stuff like that. Do you like the beard? It's coming on, isn't it? I had to dye it because it's going all grey and stuff like that. Putting years on me, it was. I mean, the beard puts a few years on me anyway, but the shorter beard, I was looking at old photos going, that photo's a year old and I look 10 years younger, and then it was like really grey. So anyway, like, that's it, guys. Thanks very much for watching. It's lovely to be back. You can comment if you want to, subscribe if you would. That would be absolutely fantastic. Hang on, I'll see if I can remember what I'm actually supposed to say. Like if you like, comment if you want to, subscribe if you would, press the notifications thing or I'll come and get you. And it just remains for me to say, safe man, chill out, enough respect, and I will catch you next time. Sweet. Take care, guys. All the best.